Hey, Shalom, Akim. It's your brother Rutters Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakachodash, double honors, the apostles and elders, the great millstone, blessings unto the hopeful and sincere elect. It's a quick one, title named Ignorance is Not Bliss, because we're living in a time where, got a lot of feigned talkers in this truth, this ministry of ours, being Hebrew Israelites, guys that, talk a good game, but are not really down for the Lord and to do the will of the Father, in basically proclaiming this whole truth and nothing but the truth to the hopeful elect out there around the four winds of the earth, warning them of the set perils, warning them of the major prophecies that's coming to pass right before our eyes, man. That's what the name of this sit down is going to be. Ignorance is not bliss, because one of the last major prophecies in the scriptures regarding book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, going into the MOT to the B, is coming to pass right before our eyes. But yet and still you got teachers, day of the circumcision, that's supposed to be circumspect, meaning to look around to warn the children of Israel these prophecies coming to pass, have a problem and an issue and wrestling with the scriptures in regards to the MOT to the B being the CHIP. But now Esau Edom is declaring the MOT to the B, which is the CHIP, in society, man. Showing you that, a lot of guys that claim to be the men of the Lord really ain't the men of the Lord. They're really just, as I said, feigners of the word, man. They're pretending. Whether they sold out, took the bag, or because the Lord's blinding them from seeing this truth, that they receive not the love of this truth, because they're not part of the Lord's hopeful elect. So, the FDA green lights first clinical trials of Elon Musk's human CHIPing, which were through the Neuralink. It says Elon Musk's neurotechnology company recently obtained approval from the FDA to conduct clinical trials, a clinical study of brain implants in humans. It says this marks, pun intended, the first in-human clinical study for the company. And in the book of Psalms, it tells you that these devils, they do a diligent search, man. They search out all things, and that they're wiser than Daniel from the book of Daniels. And this is evident that it's talking about these Edomites, because this is the technology that they're pushing. Through their technology, this is what they're pushing. They're pushing the MOT to the B. It says this marks the first inhuman clinical study for the company. It says this is the result of incredible work. The vain miracles, like I'm going to read in 2 Thessalonians, talks about the miracles that these devils would use through the spiritual demon Satan to beguile the people into accepting this new world order, to accepting this technology. Because, they're using this to basically say they can heal people from their ailments. Like if they was blind or paraplegic, you take this stem cell chip treatment and it will upgrade you back to life, basically. It says this is a result of an incredible work by the Neuralink team in close collaboration with the FDA to represent an important first step into the one day allow technology to help many people. The company said in a statement, recruitment is not yet open for clinical trial. We'll announce more information on this project soon. So this is it, man. And we've been telling you, man, it's June. According to, Nate, IUIC, his famous quote saying it's June. Ain't no microchips. Well, the FDA's just green-lighted human trials of microchipping people, man. Human implants. So, it's funny how the Lord will make, guys, eat their own words, basically, in these last days, man, because the microchip technology is definitely here, and it's definitely going to be presented worldwide. Revelations 3 and 10. And then that's the ultimate trial that's going to take place across the whole four winds of the earth. Like so-called as they called in the scriptures, the hour of temptation, which is going to be a trial of men's faith. So these clinical trials are definitely going to happen. So ignorance is not bliss, man. You can't be ignorant in these times and just not being circumspect, especially following blind leaders and not searching and researching and checking things out to make sure things are as they say they are in the scriptures, like the men of the church of Berea. You have to search things out, man. And from the apostles of a great millstone and the research they've done throughout the years, it's evident in the MOT to the B, and it's been revealed through the Holy Spirit that it is the CHIP, man. And now the prophecies are speaking louder and clearer. It's coming to pass. They're not tarrying. So now is not the time to be ignorant, man. Ignorance is not bliss. So I just got one or two scriptures, and then I'm going to close out. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 10, it says, and with all deceivableness, I'll read from 9, it says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Yeah, and part of those lying wonders is this technology, this MOT to the B technology, this new digital system that they're setting up. That's part of the power and signs and lying wonders, because they come in as the power of spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side of the Father to push people to bow down and take this chip technology, man, as a form of control. And then they're giving people broken promises saying it can heal ailments and so on and so forth as part of the lying wonders, man, of this devil. And only the ones that the Lord doesn't desire, the 2/3, they're going to fall into that snare and trap of taking it. Like I'm going to read in verse 10, it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, this is because they receive not the love of this truth, that they might be saved. Yes, so the 2/3, they're not gonna receive the love of this truth. They're not gonna acknowledge what the apostles and prophets have been saying for the longest, that the MOT to the B is the CHIP technology. And if you take it, according to Revelations 14 and 9, the Lord's going to destroy you by way of nuclear fire, verses 9 and 10. So the 2/3, they're not going to acknowledge that. They're going to trust in Esau, Edom, and his technology instead of trusting in the Father and his Son, who they either call God and Christ, whose true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and they're not going to be saved because they don't believe in his word. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Yeah, so they're going to trust in Esau's technology, and then they're going to be destroyed. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So if you take that CHIP, which is the MOT to the B, that mark, the physical mark, the charagma, you're having pleasure in unrighteousness, man. And it's the Lord said anyone that takes it, gives consent to take it, they're going to be had in derision. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, so you can't be living in ignorance. The prophets have been warning for the longest, man, since 2007 on the YouTube of this technology coming to pass, and now it's here. It's here. It's right before our eyes. The FDA's approved it. Human trials, man. There's rumors that, these devils, through Elon Musk, have tested that technology in over 100 different flipping animals. Animal cruelty at the highest level, just to make sure, just to try and approve this technology, man. They went through the highs and lengths to make sure this technology came to pass. Because why? Because it's part of the prophecies, man, that these devils will push a mark. So it's here, man, and you can't live in ignorance. If you want to be ignorant to that fact, then you're obviously not of one of the Lord's. You're gonna have pleasure in unrighteousness, and the Lord's gonna destroy you, man. It's 2 Thessalonians 16 and 68 says, behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Yeah, So there's gonna come a time when Esau is gonna be all hands, or no holds barred basically, and Esau's just gonna be, going on the riotous behavior, trying to enforce these legislations and people to accept the MOT to the B, and people are gonna be getting locked up, put in concentration camps, FEMA camps, re-education camps, whatever you want to call it, and enticed to take the mark. And if they don't take it, a lot of men's heads are going to be put in guillotines, according to Revelations 20:4, and their heads are going to be chopped off, because that's going to be the new form of capital punishment. So that burning wrath is coming down on the people through the damn devil, so-called white man, biblically known as the Edomites, Revelations 12:12, because if they have but a short time, so they're gonna push this. Right now it's gonna be, so-called voluntary, but there's gonna come a point where they're gonna actually push it hard through austerity measures and enforcement, man. And they're gonna have the martial law troops out there enforcing it, trying to make people take the mark. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you take that mark, you're still going to be destroyed. That's not going to bring any sort of salvation for you. It's definitely not going to bring no salvation. If you take the mark, you're better off resisting unto the death, and going and trusting in the Lord, having faith. But we know that 2/3, they ain't going to have that key ingredient of faith, and they're going to give consent unto the system and to the government to mark them up, to karagma them. But they're still going to be trodden underfoot. They're going to be had in derision, and they're going to get hit with nuclear fire in the end, for betraying the Lord. So verse 70 says, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So this is when it's going to come into the hour of temptation, which is a time of great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Esau's going to try and entice the men to take that CHIP, even unto death. It says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So this is where your faith has got to kick in. And this is why I was saying you can't live in ignorance, because this is going to happen all of a sudden as well. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. That's why our mindset is not to be trusting or thinking that this place is going to go on forever. There's going to come a time when this place is going to be taken out. The fashion of this place is going to be destroyed by way of nuclear fire. So we ain't putting our eggs all in one basket, so to speak, and trusting in this place or this system, or what the devil tells us to do. We're going to trust in the Lord. Our faith is in Yahweh Bar Hashem Yahweh Shai, even unto the bittersweet end. So that's the mindset we got to have, man. Never trust thine enemy. But 2/3, as we said, we know that they're going to put their trust in the enemy and be destroyed, because the Lord doesn't want them right now. He doesn't desire them. He's only desiring to deliver the Israel of the Most High, which is the elect, that cluster of grapes. So as I said, man, ignorance is not bliss. We're definitely in a time of the last major prophecies, so we got to stay circumspect, man. Keep watching and praying that we're part of that number, man, that heavenly number, and receive that salvation, man, and not be in the latter, the 2/3, because they ain't going to make it. And as I said, all of this is going to happen all of a sudden when people least expect it, man. So got to keep an eye on the prize, man, which is the kingdom. Anyway, with that, close out, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bar Hashem, Rachachodash. Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect. Shalom.